Welcome everyone. South Korea, formerly the Republic of Korea, is a country in East Asia. It is the southern piece of the Korean promontory and boundaries North Korea along the Korean Neutralized Zone. The country's western boundary is framed by the Yellow Ocean, while its eastern line is characterized by the Ocean of Japan. South Korea professes to be the sole authentic legislature of the whole landmass and neighboring islands. It has a populace of 51.96 million, of which generally half live in the Seoul capital region, the fourth most crowded metropolitan region on the planet. Other significant urban areas incorporate Incheon, Busan, and Daegu. Today we are going to look into South Korea and find out some of the weirdest and lesser known facts that only happens in South Korea. So without further delay, let's get into the video. Number 11. Koreans are shopping addicts. Assuming that you are ever in South Korea and have the craving to shop until you drop, not to stress, one of the residents' number one previous times is burning through cash. Truth be told, not a nightlife stays open until the extremely early times. By and large, many shopping centers are as yet proceeding to see clients until 4 a.m. They even have the greatest retail chain on the planet. Shinsegae is more than 3 million square feet. Furthermore, don't stress over on the off chance that you have money, or one, as cash is brought in South Korea. Number 10. Plastic surgery is very popular. While it probably won't be as typical as anywhere else, in South Korea, having plastic medical procedure is something a lot of the nation has done or will do when everything looks good. As a matter of fact, you may be the oddball in the event that you haven't had any work done all over. You can scarcely go any place without seeing a restorative center, or if nothing else a promotion for one, specifying probably the most generally mentioned methods, similar to twofold eyelid medical procedure, jaw and jaw decrease, and nose occupations. Plastic medical procedure is for all kinds of people the same, truly anybody who needs to improve their looks. What's more, not simply locals rush to specialists, many individuals come to South Korea from everywhere and anywhere around the world, explicitly to get restorative medical procedure. Number 9. No beards. You might have seen pictures in history course readings portraying people in South Korean history with beards, some of them extremely lengthy. Be that as it may, today, a man with a facial hair growth in South Korea is viewed as grimy and unkempt, regardless of how prepped his facial hair might look. Furthermore, this isn't just about what a potential better half could think. Wearing a facial hair growth may very well stop you from finding a new line of work in the country. Speaking of appearance, next one is so relatable. Number 8. South Korean will always be older than you. Regardless, assuming you were brought into the world on a similar precise day, at similar specific time, in similar year, South Koreans will always be older than you are. How can that be the case? Indeed, when South Koreans are born, they are already viewed as 1 year of age. Furthermore, kids age another year when the following Lunar New Year happens. Thus, despite the fact that you have a portion of similar birth insights, in some cases South Koreans are as long as 2 years more seasoned than you are. Number 7. Famous most dangerous border control in North. The line among North and South Korea, as laid out in 1953 because of the Korean conflict, is known as the Neutral Territory, or DMZ. It partitions the Korean landmass down the middle. It is likewise quite possibly of the most hazardous boundary on Earth, as it is intensely watched by outfitted military workforce and even highlights live landmines. If you somehow manage to attempt to cross it from one or the other side, you'd be shot. It is more than 150 miles in length and over 2 miles wide. And that's not even the weirdest thing. There are things more weird like the next one on our list. Number 6. Parks full of sexual statues. A visit to Haesundang Park is unquestionably not for weak-willed or sketchy. The recreation area is home to near 50 male genitalia sculptures in plain view, for the old legend's reason for satisfying an untouched lady. Same goes for a little while to another figure park, Jeju Loveland, which goes farther than simply phallic images by showing in excess of 100 displays, exhibiting a wide range of genitalia and positions. Certainly not an outing fit for kids. Number 5. Love motels. Leasing a space for only one night or even only a couple of hours isn't something that most of us are familiar with. However, in South Korea, these sort of adoration inns do exist. For some, rather than disliking it, they embrace this kind of date, as it bears the cost of couples more security. It is entirely expected for South Koreans to live under their families' rooftops far into their 20s, and in light of the fact that they have become so generally acknowledged, There are now various choices. There's a spot for a fast, nitty-gritty modest night, and afterward there are places overflowing with extravagance and lavishness. Number 4. Crime recreation. Enthusiasts of shows like Regulation and Request, CSI, and the rest, will adore this goodie about South Korea. Suspects who have been blamed for wrongdoings like homicide or assault can be expected to reproduce their wrongdoing openly. Besides the fact that the general population permitted to is spectate at this, however, so is the media, which can unsalvageably harm an individual's name and notoriety. Number 3. Hairstyles tell a lot. Instead of basing it on preference or what is in style, South Korean women only have about 3 different types of hairstyles to work with, and they are based upon their age and relationship status. If you see a girl with long hair, she is unmarried, one with a short cut has recently gotten married, and older women wear perms. Number 2. Blood types. The conviction that blood classification influences an individual's character and character qualities is a captivating aspect concerning blood classifications in South Korea. Since your partner's blood classification may not match yours, blood classifications can be utilized to help pick a critical other. For instance, ladies with blood classification B ought to search for men with blood classification O. Men with blood classification stomach muscle are likewise reasonable, yet keep away from men with blood classification A. Albeit this isn't all around acknowledged, be ready to catch wind of it while visiting South Korea. While dating in South Korea, this is one of many inquiries you ought to pose to your possible partner. And the last but not the least on our list of weird things today. Number 1. Death by an electric fan, superstition. Electric fans being left on while you rest in a room with the windows and entryway shut can bring about death, as per a well-established metropolitan legend that began in South Korea. The fan is remembered to lessen internal heat level and lead to hypothermia. Moreover, as per Koreans, breathing in a room with a fan can be troublesome and lead to gagging. Programmed shut-off clocks on fans are viewed as a daily existence-saving component in South Korea because of these convictions. It is fundamental to try not to endeavor to convince other people who don't share this confidence in that frame of mind, regardless of the way that some do. Regardless of whether you can give logical proof to help your case, eccentric Koreans are still liable to feel a little skeptical. Furthermore, this is just a little examining of intriguing goodies about South Korea. There are a ton more, similar to that 20% of the populace is named Kim. Or on the other hand, that unmarried grown UPS are nicknamed Huge Child. Or how whenever you've completed your food delivery meal, you can simply take off from the dishes beyond your home and the delivery person will return and get it. Or on the other hand, that the shade of your taxi shows the nature of your driver. Furthermore, if you need to get natural product while in South Korea, you should be ready to spend upwards of $20 for even only for one melon. For a country that is identical in size to the province of Indiana, this little man sure gives a large group of entrancing realities. And there you go, guys. These are some of the interesting thing about South Korea. I hope you enjoyed this video. Share your thoughts down in the comment box below.